Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently watched Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, and honestly the title name is kind of a misnomer because it doesn't take place in a mall, but it actually goes back to the first movie that revealed Paul going above and beyond the call of duty and saving the mall like he did and having heroism and just being so courageous and selfless and just so many good moral qualities to Paul's character in this particular movie. And it's just like this focuses on the whole fact of the underdog winning the day, basically. That's the whole. Other than that, it's about integrity and family and nonviolence to solve conflict when things become perilous. I'm not going to say how this comes to pass, but it's actually really quite clever, I thought, and despite the fact that it's not so good as the first, and there are quite a few running gags I do enjoy, there are some things that are very predictable. During the first part of the movie, a lot of the humor kind of fell flat for me, but later on it became a lot more funny. It was very physically based, a lot of slapstick, vaudeville, burlesque type humor. As far as the rating system goes, I still believe that it deserves at least a thumb up. It's not overwhelmingly sensational film, but it is good. It's very entertaining, and as a family movie, it's absolutely perfect because there are so many good object lessons to be taken from this, and it's all about transformation, transition, unexpected things that occur, and remaining resilient, and also innovation and just the ability of Maya to think outside the box. She's a very resourceful character. She's actually very brilliant in and of herself, and seeing a character like that, a very strong female character, I really, really enjoy because you don't really see that an awful lot in film. And one of my favorite cartoons right now, amongst many others, is Steven Universe, just because there are a lot of very stalwart female role models, and you don't really see that a lot in media in and of itself. When it's a story about a woman, it's usually a woman falling in love and relying on another character. She doesn't even rely on this friend she makes. It becomes a romantic interest. I'm not going to say who. It's sort of a small spoiler, I'm sorry, but it's I just thought it was refreshing to see a character be able to take care of herself and be independent based on the knowledge that she had, the experience that her father had given her due to his line of work. And I thought, yeah, it's always nice to have the tools in the old toolbox and to be ready in spite of anything, because anything and everything can happen in a given situation. Paul's situation is very interesting. It just reveals a lot of cruelty and misunderstanding from people, but later on they they realize that what he says has a lot of merit, and he shows a lot of integrity and backbone, and he too has very good deductive skills. He might be a little bit bumbling at times, and he might misread a situation, but that makes him more human and relatable, I think. Because a lot of us, we don't have that ability to really connect with our fellow human beings because we do misread things. We judge, and we can be impulsive, but that just reveals that in a situation like that, it can be resolved, and everything can come to a consensus, and actually his his assessment wasn't that too far off, and it's very funny what happens in that particular scene. I'm not going to say what, but he he makes a good judgment call, I think, in that particular scenario. There are a lot of segue jokes that I thought were really good and very funny. It just has a lot of humor that you would expect from a Happy Madison production. I think it deserves at least 3 stars out of 5. I mean, it's not exemplary, but it's still a really solid film that's entertaining and enjoyable, and one that the whole family can enjoy. It might be considered a little bit too perilous for youngsters, because there are some moments that are a little bit scary at times, but it teaches a good lesson. I do believe it's all about morality and family. The basis is family, and even though times become rough, uh, hold on. Hello? No, who may I ask is calling? Shh. Okay, never mind. He can talk to you. Sorry, there was a call coming from a dentist's office for my dad, and they had to take it. Anyway, this is a really good film, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't like it so much as the first one, just because I thought the first one was a concept in and of itself that hadn't been done before, and it was new, genius, and different, and unexpected. And this one falls more into that whole predictability kind of setback, and I thought that was kind of sad. I mean, there were some things that were completely off the wall, zany, spontaneous, that I did enjoy, like the conversation between Paul Blart and the main villain, that were absolutely hysterical, and especially with the parts of Paul dealing with hypoglycemia were just really, really funny. Of course, there were some moments with some animals that I thought were hilarious as well. I mean, he gets attacked by a cassowary, small spoiler, but I think it's a cassowary. I'm not for sure if that was a cassowary. If someone can help me, I'm fairly good with my animals, but the irony of it is it's in the place called the Contemplation Garden, and the pianist does absolutely nothing. And I just thought that was really quite amusing. And of course, the whole irony is he's down on his luck, and he goes to a place where luck is everything. That would be Vegas. There's a reason why he goes there. I'm not going to say what it is, because that's basic. The whole mechanism of plot is based on that. And Maya also receives some earth-shattering news that changes her life and Paul's forever. And they actually leave it open for a third film. I don't know if they'll do a third film, and I don't know if I would be comfortable with actually seeing a third film, even though it would be interesting. Who knows? Maybe something happens to somewhere else. I'm not going to say if something happens somewhere else, and he has to be called to help solve like a case or something that happens. I would be actually interested in seeing that, but it was a happy ending, I felt, and very well done. I thought it was very entertaining. Hold on. Hello? That would be me. I'm good. Yes, I did. How about you? I heard you talking. I heard you talking. Yeah, I'm not sure what you said, though. You yelled something. You do. You do. You do. Okay. I'll be seeing you. Yeah, I'm going to come up there for Sacred Space, so give me a couple seconds and I'll be there, okay? Bye. Bye. Ouch. Sorry, I keep having interruptions, but anyway, as far as the movie is concerned, it is very entertaining, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. During the first part of the movie itself, it was kind of slow, and jokes were repetitive, and I don't like that. And it felt like the humor was Bob Saget, laugh at myself kind of forced. No offense to Bob Saget, but it just didn't. I felt this is awkward and very unsettling and uncomfortable. But I enjoy humor that's kind of off the beaten path, like it was later on in the movie, just coming out of all directions and unexpected. I like that. I do. It's just something that you don't really anticipate, and that's why I like spontaneity. That's all I have to say about Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. I'm thinking that they'll do a third, but I don't know. I'm not for certain on that. I haven't been to Dark Horizons recently, and yeah, I used to go to Dark Horizons quite a bit when I had more time on my hands, but I've been very, very, very busy. But anyway, Kevin James, he was absolutely brilliant in this. I love seeing the strong female character, Maya, like I said, and just her ingenuity and being able to think outside the box and get herself out of a jam rather than relying on like a strong male lead. I thought, thank you, media, for doing something like this, because, like I said, we don't usually see that in romance novels or anything for that matter. It's just unheard of in this day and age, and I'd rather think of females. We don't really need rescuing. We can take care of ourselves. It's nice to have somebody by your side. It just has to be the right person. Just like Paul actually says that, you know, when you fall in love, you got to make sure that those arms are held out to catch you. I thought trust. Yeah, trust is actually the first. It's requirement. And I would recommend trust being part of any relationship. Besides communication is the the ultimate platform of any relationship actually working. If you don't have communication, if you don't have chemistry as the basic tier of how to build a proper relationship, then you shouldn't really be in that relationship to begin with. But anyway, it was a really good family movie, and very well done, and extremely entertaining, and not so good as the first, but still pretty spiffy film despite that.